Hi, Stephanie Mackara here with Money Minded Mondays with Mackara, author of Money Minded Families, How to Raise Financially Well Children. And we're here talking about financial wellness. We've been talking about it for the last, 12 segments, 50 some weeks. And hopefully there's a couple of nuggets that you've taken with you, some things that you're either implementing or plan to implement or will revisit throughout the next year or years. But all of those things are really nothing without your core values. Yeah. So we started this whole conversation with what is your why, right? So what is the lens with which through you look to make your decisions? And particularly when it comes to financial decisions, it's really important to have a strong foundation, a strong value system to stay disciplined, frankly. And so we've been talking about how to build a family mission statement. So I gave you some things to think about with your family last week. I'm going to give you a few more now. And so just sit together, talk about these things. Like I said, I like the idea of everyone completing these separately and then bringing them all together and having a really in-depth, meaningful conversation about what this family, how it's driven, how you're going to grow together, build that generational wealth, and continue to build on top of this for future generations as well. And so, a couple other things to think about as a family. What are our top four priorities as a family to value? Like, what are our top four priorities? What does that look like, right? Different for everybody, but something to consider and talk about. What types of things are most important to us? Now, oftentimes, they're not our priorities, right? And we need to change that. So that's why we're asking in a couple different ways. What are our priorities? What are driving us to do the things we're doing? But then really sit with what's important to us. And this helps particularly children be able to voice things that are important to them that maybe aren't as important right now to their parents and they're just on different wavelengths. This can be anything when you learn about what's important to others in your family, perhaps your charitable giving begins to align with those items. So again, this is all about open sharing and creating a central mission statement. And then, it's always good to look and see what we're not doing well. So name three things we could be doing better as a family, right? Is it communication? Is it, giving? Is it spending our time? Is it being present? There's all sorts of answers to these questions. But again, just a couple more things to think about as your family. And then finally, what makes us unique as a family? What is about us that's different than any other family that we know? So spend some time with that. And I think that's going to just really be an eye-opening exercise and experience for you. So I hope you enjoyed this process and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.